Hello everyone. We will talk a little about the Intel Atom processor. My name is Johnny Solano. I am going to talk you about the origin for Intel Atom. What is Intel Atom? Intel Atom is a line of ultra low voltage x86 and x86-64 microprocessor from Intel. The Intel Atom is a direct successor to the low power Intel 800 and 810 microprocessor, which were building on 90 nanometer technology, had 512 kilobytes of L2 cache and ran at 600 megahertz or 800 megahertz. Atom was designed with the aim of being used in the portable equipment, such as netbook computing device applying to the industry, mobile terminal, or in computer with few requirements. Intel Atom processors are based on the Bonell microarchitecture and have managed to sustain themselves in the sector in a solid way by offering features that are consistent with the terminal in which they are integrated. I am going to tell you about a bit of the Intel Atom generate, which will be explained later. The first generation of Atom microprocessor are based on the Bonner microarchitecture and were announced on March 2nd, 2008 and replaced on April 19 of the same year, which is technology characteristics are is clock, clock speed 1.10 gigahertz or transistor 47 million, memory 4 gigabyte, cache 512 kilobytes L2, bus speed 400 MTS. Typical use is mid mobile internet device. The following year, on December 21st, 2009, Intel announced the version of Atom Penny View, all now as an 415, which consumed 20% less energy. 2 years later, on December 28, 2011, Intel updated the Atom line with Cedar processor. Leaving on byte of the line of the computer is in December 2012, Intel replaced the Certon family of 64-byte Atom processor, which was designed especially for use in the server. Apart from this is a feature that were not previously available in Atom processor, such as Intel BT virtualization technology and ECC memory support. And in 2030, Intel launched the Certon successor called Abaton. Advantage and drawbacks. Advantage. From this moment of presentation, the Intel Atom surprise by combination the classic of the market and the most current of the same. With modern fusion of the first category for its design, Intel took into account for the reduction for energy consumption and the saving in the manufacture cost. Two aspects had have not been forgotten at any time, even with the pass of the time. This means that this type of the processor is commonly found in lower price competition device, as well as in other mobile terminals. Drawbacks that to their lack of power, directly linked to the profit of the energy saving and cost reduction. Intel Atom processors are not capable of the mobile moving the most advanced gaming. If they try, user can see how the computer overhead and either restart without working. Warning: it is possible to move simple games, mainly cycling games that do not requirements saying and receiving data from the network, and even simple gaming problems, such as the audible on social networks such as Facebook, can cause long-term problems. Other online services that will normally work without any hindrance can get broken down due to a lack of the processor power. The smart training, the clean difference between an Atom and hyper power processor model. The currently, they are not that the performance of the Intel Atom processor has made them a benchmark. Is expensive into all type of laptops has become a constant and is the very characteristic to see in the included in the terminal with low processor power, intended for the audience that does not sit to play the most advanced games, but to have a balanced system for the general function. At the same time, in the comparison of the processor has helped to August cost in the market for network, notebook, and other computer device, bring, bringing the close to the sector of the public who are clean about their demands in the relation to the use of the computer. For Intel is one of the most significant victories. They have a managed to sing in the requirement years.
Well, hello, my name is Owen, and I'm going to talk about some series of Intel Atom, and of course, about the second generation Intel Atom microservers, which forms the basis for the Avaron and Royally system of chip. In another word, SOS. Delivers a breed of customized configurations that target the microserver, entry-level communication, and cold store segment. This 64-bit subfamily delivers up to 7 times the performance and 6 times the energy efficiency versus Intel's first generation CERT microservice processors. Okay, well, but now, what is Avaron and what is Rayonly? Well, the Avaron product family supports 2, 4, and of course 8 core varieties covering for 6 to 20 watts of thermal design power. This is the first bottom-up server design that integrates the key power and design inferences of the mobile and client side with the unique power, performance, and reliability requirements of the data center. Now, the Rayonly. Okay, the Rayonly is like the sister of Avaron. So, it is target the entry communication segment and is a key component in pushing Intel's communication workload consideration onto an Intel Atom architecture solution. Well, with the time, Intel developed and create many series and many versions of Intel Atom. Well, Intel has realized 2 variants of the Atom for mobile processor market, the Atom M and the Atom Zeta series. While the Atom Zeta was designed to cater to the low-cost desktop and notebook market, the Atom M is targeted at MIDS. Compared to the Intel Celeron architecture, the performance has been reduced by nearly a half. Yes, this is too much. And of course, all of the processors in the Atom series are clocked between 0.8 and 2.0 gigahertz and built with the 45nm technology. Okay, here we can see a draft of 300 series of Intel Atom. Okay, as an example, we have M330 Atom. But what is it? Okay, it is a dual core processor, whereas other Atom processor in the family that is single core. The Atom M330 runs at 1.6 gigahertz with a FSB running at 533 megahertz, an average consumption of 8 watts. The Atom M330 is the only 64-bit architecture in the family apart from M230, with the remainder using 32 bytes. All instructions in the CPU are translated into microoperations that contain a memory load and store operation for each ALU operation.
Intel Atom processors are the lowest end processors that Intel has. These equipped practically for mobile computers, tablets, and laptops of ultra-low performance. This is due to the low power consumption that Intel Atom processors have become ideal for portable devices as it allows mobility. This processor could be found in very old computers used in brands such as HP, Lenovo, Compaq, etc. Because at present the Intel Atom compared to other processors has clear disadvantage is this performance since it is extremely low. Comparison between Intel Atom processor C540 and Intel Atom processor C1950. First of all, we will start by comparing the inheritance of this. They have a great difference in the realize that between both sides the C540 was launched is 2008 and the C3950 is year 2017. The C540 is discontinued and C3950 is launched. The lithography of C540 is 45 nanometers and that of C3950 is 14 nanometers. The vertical segment to which they belong in mobile the C540 and server the C3950. In the performance, the number of cores with the account the C540 is 1 core and the C3950 with 16 cores. In terms of the frequency between the processors, there is not a big difference since the C540 has a frequency of 1,86 and the C3950 with 1,70. Where a big difference is not noticeable is in the number of terms with which the account signs. The C540 has 2 trees and the C3950 with the 16 trees. In Cache, the C540 has 512 kilobytes and the C3950 with 16 megabytes. Now, in the field of advanced technology, the first difference we find will be that C540 does not have turbo bus and the C3950 is a turbo bus with a frequency of 2. Another difference will be that the C540 has hyperthreading, while the C3950 does not have hyperthreading. The C540 has 32 bits, while the C3950 has 64 bits. As the last comparison is the device that use the Intel Atom processor. The Intel Atom C processor 540 is main using mobile device, but is also using tablets and older laptops, while the C3950 is not used in servers. Purpose of this comparison is to see the change that this processor had over time.
Now, we will present the appliances of different models of the Intel Atom in the Internet of Things. But first of all, to talk about the Internet of Things, we have to define what it is. So this way, we have a clearer picture of its meaning. With this being said, what is IoT or Internet of Things? Well, the Internet of Things describes physical objects or groups of such objects that are embedded with sensors, processing ability, software, and other technologies that connect and exchange data with other devices and systems over the Internet or other communication networks. The field has evolved due to the convergence of multiple technologies, including ubiquitous computing, commodity sensors, increasingly powerful embedded systems, and machine learning. In the consumer market, IoT technology is most synonymous with products pertaining to the concept of the smart home, including devices and appliances such as lighting fixtures, thermostats, home security systems and cameras, and other home appliances that support one or more common ecosystems and can be controlled via devices associated with that ecosystem, such as smartphones and smart speakers. The IoT can also be used in healthcare systems. Now that we have a clearer definition about what IoT is, we can move on to the next question. How does Intel Atom apply in the Internet of Things? Different models and series bring a variety of applications to this area. For example, the Intel Atom processor E3900 series came with new IoT solutions. Its compact, low-powered design delivers exceptional compute performance per watt. It also included a new Intel time-coordinated computing technology, which can sync network of devices to within a microsecond. The industrial systems are able to achieve new levels of determinism. It also offers greatly expanded video capability with support for multiple independent displays at 4K resolution. This makes it easier to develop stunning next-generation instrument clusters and in-vehicle solutions. It is also capable of up to 15 simultaneous decode streams for powerful digital security and surveillance systems. This processor delivers better security at hardware and software levels, including the Intel Trusted Execution Engine, which helps secure data, even if the OS is compromised.
Another good example is the Intel Atom X6000E series, which offers a great performance and next-generation graphics with integrated assistance for real-time computing, Ethernet, functional security, and industry-focused inputs and outputs. Featuring a choice of 12-pin compatible choices, this Intel Atom processor offers a wide range of 2-core and quad-core options operating at up to 3.0 GHz and supporting both DDR4 and LPDDR4 memory in configurations up to 64 GB. Thermal design power ranges between 4.5 watts and 12 watts allow implementations in various design factors of formats with passive or active thermal solutions. This processor also comes with Intel PSE. The Intel Programmable Services Engine is a dedicated download engine for IoT functions powered by an ARM Cortex-M7 microcontroller. It offers independent computing with low DMIPs and low speed input-output for IoT applications. In addition to services dedicated to real-time computing and time-sensitive synchronization, the Intel Atom X6000RE and X6000FE series industrial processors support Intel time-coordinated computing and time-sensitive networking. These technologies improve worst-case runtime operations across individual processors and across the entire system by synchronizing data, communications, and executions across networks of IoT devices. It also includes enhanced security to protect peripheral devices. This happens because hardware-based security measures help mitigate firmware, code, and data attacks, while dedicated crypto accelerators accelerate data encryptions without affecting overall system performance. As we can see, the different models, versions, and series of the Intel Atom bring various functions and abilities to the table that are really helpful in this area and have a good implementation in the Internet of Things. Here are our references, some of them, and thank you very much for your attention.